Hi, welcome to the channel. I got another great anime to recommend to you. And before we get started, please like, comment, and subscribe. That would be much appreciated. So today I have some news for you. It's not very often I find an anime that describes the experiences of life so poetically, so magically, and it wraps it up pretty well. I mean, decently enough. They have some OVAs, but we're gonna get to that. But what lessons it decided to tell us were really important, and I enjoyed them thoroughly.
待て待てってカリュウ
So with this blast from the past, Relife is 13 episodes and it came out in 2018, which seems so darn far away when I really think about it. But it's a part of a genre of anime that were really geared towards those that were older, people that were now experiencing life going out into the workforce. And our main character, Kaizaki, is selected to be a part of this experiment where he gets to go back into high school. The experiment creates this moment where he gets a chance to have a fully funded year and he gets to change his life, because in his current day-to-day life he's 28 and he's a NEET, and he basically acts like he has a job for all of his so-called friends that he met through working. And his life has gone off the rails. He literally sits and drinks and smokes and does really nothing with it. All in all, the anime kind of exaggerates what this person is going through. To be fair, he's just a 28-year-old going through a bit of a hard time. As an adult and fellow 28-year-olds, sometimes you just go through a really hard time. And you find out later in the story why this happens and how the situation is much more dire. But let me just tell you, we have a main character that is actually a good main character.
新田くんに一目惚れだったの。だから今こうして二人きりで
Which is so rare in anime when you really think about it. Like, when you really think about like the self-insert characters, most of the time you don't really have a reason to find them likable. But our main character is likable, funny, has a personality, and is genuinely trying his best, and the world keeps smacking him down.
なんだよタバコぐらいって違うんですこれはそういつもの癖でいつもの癖
This is one of those animes that comments on the work culture of Japan, the world that us older adults are inhabiting, and the troubles that come with it. The bullying from high school is mimicked throughout the workspace for our main character Kaizaki, and memories of grief are wrapped in it. I'm not going to spoil it for you, but this anime talks about what happens as you grow older and the circumstances that force you to change. When you really think about Kaizaki as a character, he makes sense that he falls out of the social norms. And funny enough, the end of this year where he gets to try again is literally built on him trying to get another job. So the anime fails in the way of addressing society and trying to change it. But then again, that seems like such a grandiose thing to even attempt. But the anime has a conversation about the opportunities and the choices made, and how we may not be able to change the world, but we can very well operate in it better. So the anime continues with his high school life where he is helping characters, he's reevaluating his choices, he's stepping outside of himself, and he's putting his best foot forward with different characters. He's making friends, he's associating. There's so many things that changes for Kaizaki, and we need our support that is called Yoaki, I'm gonna butcher that for, The anime becomes this revolving door of people trying their best with the systems at play. And it speaks to the turmoil of becoming an adult. Let me just tell you, at my 28 years, I am no closer to any answer that the 21-year-old me, the 18-year-old me, the 15-year-old me could ever really tell you. The best thing I could tell you is not to lose your whimsy, keep trying, and never be afraid to step away and do something different with how you feel and how you live your life. Most of the anime is steeped in this conversation of the ability to change. We have multiple characters that we interact with that have their own personal issues. We're going to deal with one red-haired character's issues for the multitude of the anime, but they're layered in between. Her inferiority complex plays such a deep-rooted story in this anime. And also we deal with Kaizaki's feelings on who he is as a person and how times have changed and looking towards the future, because one other caveat about this anime is once the year ends, everyone is going to forget them and they get to start their life again as a 28 or 29-year-old, and there they are. Life is so interesting. In this anime, it has a crazy reveal that I literally just watched maybe 20 minutes ago, and I was actually astonished. I remember when animes didn't just let you just automatically figure out a reveal. This was actually surprising, and I actually really enjoyed it. I said that so many times, but this anime was surprising. It was fun. It was enjoyable. You rooted for your characters. You enjoyed the lessons that were coming about. And I just watched the first season. I know there's some OVAs that are due for my time, but I wanted to get this video out and tell you that it does get better. You're not really going to know much more once you get older, and you should probably learn to be okay with that.
The older you do get, the more rules are going to try to get you to follow. You just gotta keep living, man.
This anime was enjoyable, and I'm gonna rate it a 5 out of 5, Brody. This was one of those animes I was so excited to watch. I couldn't believe that I had the opportunity to discover this sort of anime. I think there's a bit of a lost art in animes like this, but I will tell you, Black Lagoon has references to this, Nanami from JJK, and certain other characters littered throughout anime talk about the disgruntled life and systems that are pushing upon those that get older and are adults. Now, they're usually pushed towards kids, but most of the time, some of these animes are really meant for older people like me. Oh, that kind of pains me. These are animes and stories that are talking about a broken system that tries to grind you out. And luckily, we have an anime that wanted to tell you that you still have the ability to change. You still have the ability to grow. You still have the ability to make different choices, no matter what stage in life you're at. And our main character, Kaizaki, does that exponentially. We see him littered with terrible choices that are not necessarily constructive for a better life. And he changes from needing to study, failing his physical exams, all these other things. Well, he needs to study for pretty much the whole entire anime. But you grow and you appreciate the growth of our character, and you grow to love everything else. I said grow too many times. But anyway, if you have not seen Relife, you should go see Relife. Thank you so much for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe. We're trying to get to 1,000 subscribers, and that would be a great birthday gift, because my birthday is June 7th, so I'll be turning 29. Oh my God, 1 year away from 30. That's going to be so crazy. I appreciate you. Take care. Be well, and I hope to see you in the next one.